Up comes Cook from the Warwick Road Embers outside the leg stump, and Lawson demoted to number 11, having got 70 in a test match at Lord's 2 tests ago. Makes you think, doesn't it? Sweeps at that, and the ball lobs up, and it came up off the grill of his helmet. And Lawson is smiling. He's all right. I think that hurt him a little less than when it was hit in the face by a ball in the Australian summer from Kirtley Ambrose. What did bobble up and just hit him in the helmet. He got very low to hit it, and it bounced a bit out of the rough. So Cook is having a very successful evening session here, as indeed are England. 423 for 9. Cook left arm round the wicket, bowls to Lawson, gives that air to, and Lawson goes forward and plays it into Gower's hands at silly point. And sooner or later, England had to have a good session, and I suppose this has been their best of the season so far.
Yes, I would agree with that too.
Cook comes in between umpire Mayer and the stumps, and bowls just outside the leg stump, and Lawson sweeps again. This time he connects with bat rather than the grill of his helmet and gets 2 runs down to fine leg. Embry comes into field and hurls the ball at the base of the stumps for once rather than the top where he normally throws it, and it's taken by Russell. 425 for 9. This is the 74th over of the second new ball, and Cook comes in again from the Warwick Road. There's a slightly quicker ball, but flatter, and Lawson plays it comfortably back up the pitch. But the job is not finished until the last man is out, and I said earlier how rarely England had knocked over the tail in recent years. Cook bowls from round the wicket, Lawson drives, and Cook feels off his own bowling, just as well he did too, because there was no mid-off behind him. He's got a long off, and Cook, I think, was a little surprised to find there that he hadn't got a man. I think he thought that he'd got an orthodox mid-off, and he sort of fielded it only half-heartedly, thinking there'd be a man behind it, but now he's asked Gower to bring up mid-off and mid-on, and here he is bowling to Lawson, who drives it away through the covers for 4 runs. It's a good shot. Curtis is after it, but won't catch that. So Lawson, I said that Lawson was number 11 because he's number 10, in fact. He has been demoted from his Lord's position, but a good shot, that one. That takes the score to 429, and this in reply to England's 260. So although it's been a good session for England, Australia are in a cast-down position. It's pretty nearly anyway.
Oh, they're in a very good position. What is it, 169 ahead? But not as I don't think it's as good a position as they would like to have been in. I think they would like to have been somewhere between 450, 500 and really sewn it up. But you were talking about bowling the tail end. Now, you see, in this test series, that has been the significant point.
Yes.
Failed to bowl the tail enders. I mean, how many runs did they put on at Lord's? A couple of hundred or something, the tail enders, and the same at Headingley, you see. England's failure to bowl out the tail let Australia into the driving seat. And they're not going to, I know Australians too well, they ain't going to let go.
Well, how many times has it happened in recent years? It's happened time and again with this.
Because the failure to pitch the ball, of course, it.
Right, well, let's hope Fraser can knock over Alderman now as he bowls a little bit, well, it was on a good length, possibly a fraction short of good length. Anyway, Alderman came forward and played it quite confidently and competently up to mid-off, where it was fielded by Embry. Fraser with 2 for 90, so his figures would look much better if he could knock over the number 11 here. I don't mean that physically, I mean knock over his stumps. That's what he should be trying to do. Cook 2 for 78, by the way, after 26 overs and 6 maidens now. Fraser from the Stretford end runs away past umpire John Hampshire and bowls to Alderman, who plays a confident stroke off the back foot and gets probably 3 runs for this. Embry's after, and they turn for the 3rd run. And Embry, in fact, doesn't field cleanly even when he gets to the ball. None of which will please Angus Fraser, and he was just a little bit too short there. Surely must be trying to bring Alderman onto the front foot, but now it's going to be Lawson that he'll be bowling to. 4:32 for 9, a train with 3 carriages, pulls into Warwick Road Station just by the scoreboard at that far end of the ground as we look up out from our high position up at the Stretford end, watching the tall figure of Angus Fraser moving in, bowling with his high action, again a little bit short, and Lawson going back to it, lays it up the pitch, and Fraser feels off his own bowling. And there are 2 slips in the gully. If Fraser can just pitch it up and get Lawson either pushing forward or driving and perhaps get the outside edge. 10 minutes to go until the clock says 6 o'clock. In comes Fraser and bowls, and that is a better ball. Lawson goes forward to it and plays it just to the right of Robinson in the gully. Robinson stops it but not cleanly, deflects the ball on, and they take a single to take the score to 33 for 9 and Lawson up to 7. Now, we haven't given you the statistics of Steve Waugh's. 92, 202 minutes, 174 balls, 7 fours. It was a less dominant innings than his other big innings this season, but his average is now 242.50. Fraser bowls to Alderman, and Alderman goes back and plays it crisply and confidently up to mid-on, and the ball fielded by Curtis.